I think there's definitely a bit of a challenge to be given here, but it is a match that FaZe certainly should be the favorites coming into. If they lose this one, I think they'll probably be a little bit upset with themselves. But here we go, we're getting into it. Going live onto Inferno. We'll see what ways things have shaped up in terms of who starts off on what side, because it looks like FaZe indeed are going to get that CT start. It's SKADE on the T side, and if they can control the pace early on, get this pistol round, maybe even find that opening gun round, then things obviously could look pretty good for them. But I think it is going to rely on them finding the early momentum. And, well, in terms of early momentum, it's straight down mid for FaZe. Twistzz is going to find the opening kill already. They spotted quite a few members actually pushing down. So the rest of them could be in trouble now, being hunted by these players in on second mid. As you can see, the trades actually coming through equal so far anyway. But the damage being done, I was going to say, leaves a couple of players pretty vulnerable. But Ships, nice kick off on Olaf Meister. They don't expect Rain to be in on the bomb site already, though. So he has the bomb plant stopped in its tracks, and it's all onto Ships now. 54 health and a one-on-one. The positive being he has a ton of time, at least.
He's going to try and flank around as well, going all the way through long. He's going to end up behind Ships, who may not realize this at all. If the timing doesn't tick over in his head, now he starts to realize, but it's not enough Rain. He's still just going to nail the instant headshot. FaZe find the pistol round, and it's Rain who finds his footing early on. Some great shots coming through. He's played his time in the sight nicely. And you can see Ships, he was aware, he had that kind of internal clock ticking away and realised that he should have walked his way all the way around through long towards top mid, but doesn't matter. Rain is just too damn good with that USP as now these SKADE players try and get themselves a little bit of I was going to say a force buy, but it's not really. You've got 2 Deagles and a few Glock. They've gone for pretty much the full eco, all things considered, when you exclude those Deagles. And already, Olaf Meister has found an opening, just with a little bit of an aggressive push in towards the apartments.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a lot of trouble here anyway for FaZe. It is half Glocks, half Deagles currently in the possession of SKADE. And it's, I mean, it's not a super safe buy by any means for FaZe, so it's not like they've gone for an incredibly future-proofed one. Especially with this not actually being the force buy from SKADE, they should give themselves a pretty decent opportunity in the next one now to have kind of a one-up with the AKs in their possession in comparison to what FaZe will likely have. Obviously, depending on whether some kills are not here. If a couple players fall, they might likely upgrade on towards the rifles immediately. They'd prefer if that didn't happen, though. But that boost not actually spotting Rain as he was moving back onto the bomb site. Might get the vision in a moment. He peeks around the fountain. For now, nothing really being given away by FaZe. They know they don't have to budge. It's SKADE who are obviously feeling all the pressure with the time beginning to run low. They need to get in and try and get that bomb down. It is the main goal of this, so that they can try and pull out an extra few nades into the next round. But initially, it's going to be an MP9 that takes contact, and then Rain, he just mows them down. Great control on that FAMAS. I said this yesterday, but some of these pros can actually make them FAMAS look like a fun gun to use.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it.
Again, I'm not good enough to make it work, so
no.
Understandable there, but really good work. Not normally the weapon you want, but when you're against Kevlarless opponents, it's so easy.
Yeah. Guess a little bit fortunate with the final player running into his spray, but he manages it nicely. That's the spray control down, as you would expect from a player like Rain. There's a bit of a technical pause, looks like we've got coming through here with FaZe up 2-0. Hopefully it's going to be a short one.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever it is, the admins are on it. Oh, they are. Yeah, indeed. They heard me. Yep. They were like, we got you, Dean. Don't worry, fam. Pause has been removed.
On first name basis with the admins.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. All those great admins, like admin number 1 and admin number 2.
I seen one of the names in the GoTV, to be fair, so I could have dropped one there, but that wouldn't be a smart idea. But I don't actually know them. Obviously not. But it's a buy, as we mentioned, for SKADE. Unfortunately, it really doesn't have too many nades behind it. On the other hand, though, with FaZe having somewhat limited weaponry, they will at least have an advantage when it comes to these aim duels, at least weapon-wise. Obviously, they're against some FaZe players. That's not going to make things easy. Early, though, it's going to be banana control from FaZe, going a bit more aggressive, looking to try and maybe get those weaker weapons into more advanced positions where they can be up close and personal. They do just go ahead and give up banana control, pretty much. They'll leave Rain instead to just jump peek at the half wall. He's still got a fresh smoke he can put down. did manage to, I believe, spot ships moving in, and with that, we'll have to go ahead and just drop it at the half wall. So they can't really budge that fourth player, or move that fourth player, rather, over to A, as it looked to really kind of be the plan. And it does seem like FaZe are going to start moving back in that direction now. So kind of unfortunate they hadn't taken the gamble. They've still got 3 here to defend.
Brokey just shifting his position in towards the site, MP9 in hand. Wants to get a little bit more up close and personal, and has a position to do so inside of that site. Rain. Look at that glorious forehead focused on the screen. He's ready to try and push through the smoke when he thinks the time is right. But if he does, he's going to be vulnerable to Denislaw, who is watching for this exact thing. He's going to re-smoke, and it's actually just as Rain starts to push, but manages to get the kill nonetheless. Twist towards a pit. The MP9 at Rain is really going to go for that. He's got support from Brokey in the site, and Olofmeister as well. They are just making mincemeat out of this SKADE offense, as now it's all up towards Ships and Denislaw with 2 seconds left. Denny just needs to try and stay alive. AK. And he'll even find a kill onto Carrigan at least, so a little bit of a bonus there for him. But AK salvaged, he's left with $700. Are the rest of his team going to buy up around it? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Denislav, though, his economy is a little bit rough with under the 700, obviously, so not sure what way exactly they want to do this. They've already given the AK over, I believe, the ships. They don't have 2 AKs, that's unfortunate. If only it did actually duplicate him when a player drops out. That's all it is. Another quick technical issue. Should be back soon enough. But no, I think at this stage it's 3-0. It's not completely out of control yet. You're still going to have the AK here that can maybe do a little bit of damage. So I think the eco's worth it with maybe a few pistols behind it. Maybe try another quicker round, catch a couple players off guard. Perhaps things then could spiral out of control for FaZe. But I think you kind of need to focus on actually having proper gun rounds for yourself. Otherwise, things are just going to be a bit too difficult here.
Yeah, it can very quickly spiral out of control. That's for sure. So I'm hoping this is another quick tech pause. I'm hoping there's not too much to sort out. But already a 3-0 start for FaZe. I think they'll be happy with that one. Obviously, taking down that sort of first initial buy from the SKADE side definitely makes things easier. Definitely gives you that sort of confidence if you're the FaZe side of just being able to sort of do what you need to do, especially considering they had those MP9s and FAMASs for the most part. It wasn't like they had the M4s all around as well. It was a lot of just lighter weaponry, finding the right angles, getting those shots through, and as well that set up for FaZe in towards the A site, with Brokey inside of the site, Twist towards the mini pit, and Olof as well over towards main pit with the FAMAS. It was all working very well in tandem just to sort of put those players pushing in from long in a sort of kill zone, essentially, as they pushed in from Moto. Worked out very nicely, but now it looks like we are ready to get back into things, Dean.
Woo!
With SKADE actually buying up a few deagles around that AK, but leaving enough in reserve.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be the last of the technical pauses. We've already had a couple with only a few rounds down, and we keep it up at this rate, we'll be having another long night. But it looks like things at least will be going for now, as the initial trades on Banana, not usually a terrible position for the T side, but it's unfortunate that's the only AK that they have in play. It should be recovered at least by Ships, who's already pushed through. They would have wanted maybe a little bit more off the back of that. Didn't quite have the pistols ready to see if they could maybe trade it out once again, which would have been the ideal situation. But they do get the banana control, so there's always a small positive, I suppose, to be found within the situation. There's an MP9 there as well that should be taken away. Where's the gun gone? Did it go over the wall or something? No way. Where's it gone? They're desperately looking for it. What the hell?
It's a drop hunt, just looking for that.
It's gone. It's just disappeared. It must have fell down the side there into the stairs or whatever they were looking down into. Yeah. Or maybe glitched inside the logs. I don't know, but they don't have it. So that's very unfortunate. It's an MP9 and some pistols instead that they're going to be working with. Moving in through B. There's a smoke down. Brokey, bit of a wild spam, gets caught blinded in the open. And the MP9 works out well. They've gotten themselves a rifle now. Forget about the other one. They're managing all of the entries as it just falls apart for FaZe. Rain and Brokey on the bomb site are not able to deliver anything on the hold, and it looks like Twists and Olaf don't even want to give the retake a go.
I mean, I wouldn't. 2 AKs against these SKADE players who have a couple rifles saved. Now, obviously, they haven't been able to get that rifle that was somehow lost in towards Banana, but...
Oh, apparently Rain got the AK.
Oh, Rain got the...
I did not see him push down that far. I didn't think he could have got away with it with the player on the edge of the smoke, but apparently he did manage to find it other way.
Fair enough.
HUD wasn't updated, though. I definitely wasn't seeing that. Oh. Either way, 2 players surviving. A couple of AKs. They'll get their buyout behind it. A drop, rather, should come in. It's Brokey who's... Well, maybe not, actually. Brokey's on the double eco, though, so that's why I was thinking the buy comes either way. But it won't be quite perfect. There will be a few weaknesses. Does Olaf have a gun? I do believe so. Yes, he actually gets an AK there off of Carrigan, I'm pretty sure who does eventually get limited down to a FAMAS. So one of them will get dropped to a weaker weapon in the end. I was wondering, because it seemed like for a second that they had managed kind of all 5 weapons, and initially I didn't think they had the economy for it. The nades, though, do take a bit of a hit. Oh, quick A play. This is a perfect response to the last few rounds being the 3 players early on towards B for FaZe. Brokey not able to land either of the chances he gets, and now Olaf from balcony not able to do anything either. Needed to stand tall, needed at least a couple of kills from that, as Twists also tries to push in through the Moto smoke, and he's immediately caught in the open with a perfectly timed flash. There is no hope here for FaZe. They're torn apart by SKADE, and Range is backing off already. No hope. As you can see, falling back towards B. This time they won't be able to do anything with the saved weapon, but it will at least be better than nothing.
Twist was just so blind as they pushed in towards the site. He was basically shooting the ceiling at one point. And that was as you said, a great little change up by the SKADE side. Just a super quick hit in towards the A site, catching FaZe a little bit off guard. Brokey misses the initial shot, and the site just sort of crumbles off the back of that. They don't have any sort of backbone in that site to sort of hold things up as Brokey falls. So nice pick up by SKADE as they find a second, and now starting to pick up a bit of pace in this game as they close in on FaZe, who are not going to be able to go for the full buy here. I imagine with a $2,400 loss bonus, they'll just be happy to sit back, see what this M4 on Rain can do, who had a great start to this map in the pistol and the sort of follow-up rounds. He had a great sequence of kills in both of them, but now needs to try and do something with this M4 to give his team a little bit of room to work in this round.
Yeah, just the one hero rifle that they've managed to carry over. And Molly as well. Maybe if that can be held onto until a bit later on in the round, or until the actual push comes forward, it could be quite useful. But it's actually going to drop it now as they feel a bit of pressure over on Banana. Flash is true. Do keep Rain blind for now. Wants to maybe try and peek in behind it. Yeah, Carrigan has a flash ready for it, but there's an op at the bottom of Banana ready, I believe, to swing afterwards, or at least he had been posted up. They're just going to go ahead and leave it right as Rain swings through, so he doesn't end up even spotting anything off the back of it. That might work against them now as they do begin to move back over. I was thinking because Kaluber had peeked up and realized that it was kind of still open at this stage after the flash came in, that they could probably move in and start taking the control. And indeed, the bomb's not moved over towards A, despite the fact that a lot of the players, at least for SKADE, have started showing that presence around mid. The goal is still to take this towards B, and if they go quick, it's going to be completely open. I do again like the call for the stack at least being made by FaZe, and they realize pretty quickly off that push in on mid that it is going to be the B hit. Unfortunately, though, not much that they can do when the smoke goes down.
Rain tried a few shots through the smoke, his best efforts, but can't really find much at all, as Rainwaker will get that bomb planted now. And with this picked up AK as well for Carrigan off the back of that early kill from Rain. I think they might just try and save those two. Use those USPs as a bit of a safety net. And just hold on to those rifles, because that'll be a nice little addition. It means you don't have to buy up a weapon, obviously. And you can just put a bit more investment into the utility. Which is always nice. It's good to have those nades.
Will be pretty good now for FaZe. It would have been a bit limited if they didn't save over 2 rifles, but the AK and the M4 are going to help quite a bit. They wanted to find more. wasn't anything to really lose onto Twists and Olaf, so they didn't mind throwing their lives away there.
Yeah.
An extra kill would have been extremely helpful just to keep to weaken up that economy a little bit for SKADE, even because over these 3 rounds they've taken, they've really bolstered it. They're not all far off of 10,000, so they're in a pretty secure position where FaZe are going to need at least 2 to break them down, maybe even 3, and by that stage the loss bonus, of course, will start to build up a little bit. So things are looking good for SKADE. Let's see what can come back now from FaZe. They don't have the op, but they have the rifles, a decent amount of utility behind it. And again, looking to try and challenge a bit around Banana at least. Not the 3 players this time, though. It is just the 2 instead. The nades being tossed in to try and do the damage. We'll see whether they actually want to stick around and fight for it or not. I think just trying to show their presence as long as they can to keep SKADE at bay.
Flashbang push out the balcony. SKADE getting brave, but Olafmeister will punish them. 2 quick kills from him, and with Caliber trying to push through a smoke as well. That's easy for Twist. That's not going to be a problem for him. They have managed to rectify the situation a little bit, SKADE, and get a couple in return, but it's Duplicate and Denislaw who are looking for the frags, and Denny, another one comes through, now into that 2-on-2. Alongside Duplicate, they can win this round out despite that 3-man opening pick from the FaZe clan side, as Rain and Carrigan going to try pushing forwards. Denislaw still firing off on this AWP, eventually caught by Rain, and a beautiful 2-piece for him, as he'll catch Duplicate inside of the site, knows exactly where to put the crosshair. And this man is finding all the frags for FaZe right now.
Up on 10. Good to see for Rain. Also gets to at least recover over the op, which is going to be crucially important for them, considering their economy obviously hasn't been given any sort of a chance to build up, with that now being their first. But what a hold. Olaf does a great job in towards the pit as well. But as I had mentioned, it's going to take more than just the one to actually break SKADE down now. They're going to need a little bit more, especially with it being such a close round. With the bomb also being achieved, the extra little bit was added in. They still have more than enough for another full buy in the reserve. And you can see this one, obviously, it's got everything. At least FaZe don't lack anything. I wasn't really sure if that was going to be the case or not, with only living with the 1 player, but the extra kills and such that they were able to find, the drop then coming over with the op given back to Brokey makes things look pretty good. Similar enough to what they had in the previous round. Looks like we might see a bit of a fight maybe around the apartments here. Not actually working with the bait and switch setup. I thought that Twist was alongside him. He's actually over on short right now. So Olaf's just, again, similar to what we had seen on Banana earlier, toss a few nades out, make a little bit of noise, and just ensure when SKADE do start moving in this direction, they've got to work with each other. They've maybe got to use flashes to clear angles and a few of those nades, and at least just a little bit of the time. You don't want to make things too easy for them. But it does look like for now the focus is to try and move in towards this mid control for SKADE. And the problem there is that FaZe are already pretty aggressive on Banana, at least looking down. So they should be able to find out pretty soon, once this kind of info comes in, once they hear those nades on mid, that it is very likely just the A commitment. They could still bring it back if they wanted, obviously. But the issue for SKADE being they'd have to move very quick towards Banana and not having the control.
Almost caught there, trying to throw down some utility, but a 2-man spray down is certainly going to rectify that issue. Duplicated ships, wanting to get towards the arch, but they get picked off. Brokey now starting to get things going on that AWP as he finds Denislaw down towards bottom. Banana, and even a flick on to Rainwaker too. It leaves it all up to Caliber, a 1 versus 5. And with FaZe about to find 5 on the board, the timer is just going to tick on down. I don't think Caliber can really do much of anything from this position. I mean, they have cash, so they could potentially try and just take guns away from FaZe, considering that FaZe don't have much of it themselves, but they'll hold on to this AK. And just hope that maybe next round, with the investment coming through, that things are going to go their way.
Yeah, great work by Carrigan. 5-3 for FaZe. They're getting back into their winning ways. A pause is being forced out of SKADE. Didn't intend it, but I'll take it. Just the emphasis really that helps you out more so than the actual words rhyming completely there. The way I said it. The chat being had by SKADE. They've got just about enough for the buy, but this is almost the last one before they really start kind of feeling the damage on the economy, so it makes sense that this is where they pull that pause in.
yeah, important round to come through. That is for sure. It's now SKADE, the Bulgarian side. Get Denislaw back on that AWP. Where's he fielding it? He's currently just towards the sewers, but already Brokey finds an opening. Second shot not going to connect, but he has Olafmeister for a little bit of support as this hit towards the A site. They're trying to go back to what was successful a couple rounds ago, and finally, SKADE get a kill, but it might be too little too late. Twist finishes off the frag with a HE. And now Rainwaker, in the blink of an eye, is left alone. 1 versus 4, spots out Twist, but just a second too late, as now he's dead as well. Joins his team in the morgue, and now FaZe 6 on the board. Able to deter those sorts of rounds that SKADE were winning earlier on. Just that aggressive push up towards top mid, getting shut down almost immediately. Brokey, this time hitting that initial shot, gives his team that chance to sort of posture up and get themselves ready for the hit coming through. Rain able to slice one as well from long, so it all sort of comes together for FaZe in that round.
Yeah, I like the attempt at the switch up in pace from SKADE coming off the back of the pause, but as you said, just absolutely demolished as they were moving in through mid. Rain keeps a strong performance up. Everyone else doing a pretty decent job so far as well for FaZe. Brokey misses a shot just as I say that. The P250 though, it is the Owl reliable, but he's not able to get any more shots off, unfortunately, against that Mac 10. Mowed down, the off being upgraded to Olaf this time in under the balcony is in a very horrible position. Not sure of the player above him, of course. He can hear the footsteps moving in towards the bomb site. Can he get anything done from here is the question. Rainwaker just about to drop mid-air with the Galil, lands the headshot, and just as he lands himself on the ground, there will at least be a trade immediately back from Carrigan, but it's returned immediately itself by Kaluver. Although Rain has already worked his way up short, and they're both pinned in the back corners. So this is a big issue. Low health, it's enough with a toe shot onto Kaluver, and now Ships is all alone in the corner. There's not much that he can do as he gets spotted out by Rain. It honestly looked like he had the drop there on the first man, but he's not given the space to do so. It's a 7th for FaZe. It's a much, much closer round. But that doesn't matter too much. FaZe are able to take it, and that's what really matters. At least the bomb goes down, though, so I guess SKADE off the back of that can get another pretty solid buy. But they had their moments. There was a point there where it did look like they had the afterplant, I guess, going their way. The trades were successful. The problem was they had no actual control other than on the bomb site. So it just kind of pinched in. Too much freedom for FaZe to work forward.
I think FaZe might have to, SKADE might have to start bringing out the schoolyard chant of "Rain, rain, go away, come back here another day." Do you ever have that one, Dean? Was that more of an English thing?
Maybe more of an English thing.
Ah, terrible.
Oh, nades going in. Duplicate, I think, is taking the brunt of them already. Yeah, I think the rest of them have kind of gotten away pretty much unscathed. No pun intended. I actually didn't mean that one either. I just realized that it sounds
You're on a
like
roll,
their
you
name.
don't even know it.
It keeps happening. That's why I stopped after. I was like, oh, I just done that by accident. Damn it. But it's early control working out pretty well for SKADE. They've already got all the way up banana. We're still 1 minute and 10 seconds. It's fortunate as well because without a ton of nades, they didn't really want to have to expend too much of them rather. And they forced out quite a bit from the B players there as well, forcing out, I believe, the mollies, leaving just a little bit on towards Rain. Yeah, Molly and a flash to hold off, so they've just gone back and boosted the player in even on the spawn. Going to be Carrigan put up high.
SKADE certainly looking towards this B site, that's for sure. Not much in the way of fakery in this round. Rain has already found one, but instantly traded. It's Carrigan up top with a nice double. Gets down 2, and now he leaves his team in the man advantage, but the bomb might get planted. Brokey's just pushing through the smoke. It's his own team's flashbang that swindles him there of the kill, and now Twist and Olafmeister need to try and reclaim this 2-on-2. Denislaw, though he has the crosshairs bearing down on Twist, he spots out the leg. A couple little jiggle peeks, not going to be enough to bait out the shot as his teammate Olafmeister is going to be creeping in towards the site, can't find the first shot, and now when Twist takes the peek, the initial shot's missed, but it's Denislaw who will eventually close it down as SKADE finally get a 4th on the board. This is a huge double from Carrigan. It just wasn't enough, though.
Yeah, despite it even giving them the advantage of the 3-on-2. Aren't able to stick it through. Unfortunately, SKADE instead taking their 4th round just about. And it was a much needed one because it was really starting to get out of control. They had a few really solid rounds, obviously, earlier on, such as the A rush that worked in their favor. But since then, it really struggled to get anything on the board. Although they had at least been doing decent enough damage throughout. So although the buy is available here again for FaZe, if they are to lose this one, SKADE go up towards 6 already, and then suddenly that next gun round could give them a solid lead heading into the second half. So you can see a very positive road forward for SKADE currently. But they've got to capitalize on the chance right now. It's a situation really where whoever loses is going to be going on towards the eco. Less so for SKADE because they have at least some loss bonus. But here we go. Carrigan, he's actually going to catch the first man, jumping around, smoke in hand. The spray down is going to be found on towards Duplicate as well. And they just about managed to actually get the smoke popped in place in time. Lots of rotations coming through. Rain actually still remaining aggressive ahead of the smoke. Will be taken out. That's a little bit risky, but the molly there makes it so awkward for Kaluber. Had to even sit in the CT smoke. Fortunately, no spray comes through because he had been burned down incredibly low, but they flipped the man advantage back now in their own favor. SKADE getting the bomb planted, I think, is a whole different issue, but it doesn't look like they really care about it. Instead, forcing the players into the open, taking all of the kills, and suddenly leaving it all onto Twists. I love his hair cam, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Glorious locks. Luscious locks. But I'm not sure they're going to help him in a 1 versus 3 here. Brokey, he went for it. He tried it. There's too many players staring him down, though, as he peeked from the coffins, and now Twist is sticking around. Obviously, as you mentioned, no real economy for FaZe here, but a similar situation for SKADE. If you can take a few guns away, or a gun or 2 away, you can definitely harm their economy. But I think Twist just wants to stay alive in towards the ruins here, keep this M4 going, and hopefully give the FaZe side something to fight with in this next round, as he might try and get the AWP up, but can't get there in time. So we'll just be left with the M4.
Getting a bit mad. It is, even with these initial frags going the way of FaZe currently, they still aren't able to actually close out on these rounds. We just keep seeing the recoveries coming in from SKADE. Great work by Kaluber, it was, obviously, who was able to successfully pull off those trades. Duplicate's having a little bit of a slower game, I just realized. Currently 1-9. Still got some time rather to step up, and well, a great opening from Denislav onto Carrigan. Not a lot to work with in this round either for FaZe, just the M4 and the Scout and a couple of USBs now, as an open B bomb site pretty much is going to be found as well. There's a player in behind that CT smoke, but the USB Rain can't really do anything. Should be a bomb plant in just a moment. It took them a while to get it over. I guess they expected a little bit more resistance as they moved
in. Yeah, not much resistance to be found, in all honesty. Few of these FaZe players remaining. Brokey's been able to salvage them 4. Olofmeister's picked the Scout. He does get a tag onto Denny, but not the kill. Instead, he'll find a kill with a headshot on towards Caliber. He's still poking and prodding with this Scout. Eventually will pay the price. His Ships finishes him off, and Train fancies a go as well. Everybody's having a go with the Scout. But it's SKADE who will find a 6th, and Brokey's just going to hold on to that M4. With the honor of the Howl.
This is looking a bit rough right now.
Yeah.
6 on the board for SKADE. Obviously, that wasn't the buy from FaZe, but they need to get back into it right now. Otherwise, it's probably going to be 8 because they wouldn't have much to try and fight into this last round if they were to lose this one. FaZe are in second in the group at 2-1 after their wins over Fnatic and Double Pony, but they lost out to Nip if they were to lose this game versus SKADE, although their last game versus Fiend is another one I'd expect them to win. It'd still be pretty dangerous as always going into those best of ones, so I think ideally they'd like to get the win here, try and keep themselves firmly in that second place, and avoid the Double Pony that's chasing them currently.
Yeah, because Double Pony rather have been looking pretty good actually. When you see them play, especially in their sort of recent game against Complexity, like or not Complexity, sorry, against FaZe rather. I don't know why I said Complexity. Meant FaZe.
They did lose, obviously, so head-to-head wise, they wouldn't come out on top of that. That's why, of course, it's dependent on whether FaZe could struggle in these matches against the Bulgarians. And, well, this one at the moment definitely looks like it's a a realistic possibility anyway that SKADE could potentially steal it away. Especially, as I said, if they get this, then the 8th round looking pretty likely. And you never really know then heading into the second half what way that pistol round goes. It could really keep the momentum kind of flowing in their favor. It looks like it's going to be another B hit, but that smoke is almost perfectly timed from FaZe right there, just as SKADE start to group up.
Yeah, SKADE haven't really been putting much into these sort of late round fakes. They've been going with a tactic of keep all 5 players together and give yourself as much of a chance of taking the side itself. But Brokey is going to just mow down 2 as they try and push through. Rain's there for assistance, and the round is, I was going to say, pretty much secured. As long as Carrigan can get at least one of these kills, it should be the FaZe round coming through, and it's shit. Oh, the spray not quite there with the first kill, but he manages to get it done in the end, and he even finishes up onto Dennis Law too. A little bit of a moment of worry there for Carrigan, but he collects himself and closes out the round as you should. So FaZe secure the lead for half time. SKADE have one more chance to pick up another.
Oh, that was awkward for Carrigan. I'm not going to lie, some flashbacks perhaps to the Cobble clip against Kenny with the USP.
Oh, no.
It wasn't quite as bad.
No, don't bring that up. That still hurts me emotionally. Oh, dear.
But a good round from FaZe. They needed that one, and it gives them the chance now potentially to still come out with 9, which obviously, with that being on the CT side and the current kind of meta of Inferno, that would be absolutely fantastic. SKADE definitely want a little bit more, but Rain spamming through the smoke manages to take out ships. A big hole there that's just going to cause them to sink, and, well, a nice headshot as well from Twist there. I think Denislav manages to catch Duplicate with a team flash, unfortunately. They are going to try and move quickly on towards A, or at least that looks to be the goal. Unfortunately, as they go forward, everyone is just on their own. There's not a single chance at any of these points for a trade, except for maybe that second one towards mid, where it was just kind of unfortunate that he only peaked as Twists came out, not as the initial player had pushed forward. Good kill though by Rainwaker, gets a little bit of a punish, but realistically now it's going to be incredibly difficult to win out this 2-on-4 unless FaZe really just kind of give the chances away, and they're not going to. It's all on Rainwaker, and his legs have been spotted. 9-6 at the halftime, guys. FaZe, after things started to look a little bit awkward, I think realize it, managed to just hunker down and come out with a very solid scoreline, and we'll see if they can build on it now after the break, guys.
Broken bones and a bloodstained flag. Open road and nomadic plans. In a quiet town, bodies fall upon sacred ground. By the flag and a king is crowned. Coming to get you. I'm coming.
We are back, guys. It's a 9-6 half for FaZe on that CT side, so it's a good half for SKADE 6 years ago. But unfortunately, nowadays, you need a little bit more. Overall, though, there was a lot of positives. They did have some good rounds within it. It's just unfortunate they weren't able to take that chance, as we had said, to kind of break them and bring themselves up towards where I think they really would have been feeling comfortable. Instead, now, this pistol round is quite important for SKADE to have a shot at pulling themselves back up into this one. FaZe can find it, and we know on this T side things really could start getting dangerous when they have the chance to control the pace.
Don't want to alarm you, Dean, but Duplicate only has 1 kill. And that's rough.
Maybe every time you're cloned, you lose a little bit of your overall power.
What's he on now, like 5th gen?
I don't know. He's dropped off a little bit since the last match, so he must have had a few issues between the game. They had to keep on cloning him. Nah, it's just a poor performance. It happens sometimes. Normally one of the men who you can expect to put in pretty decent numbers as well, so an unfortunate timing for him to not be quite landing on the shots. But I think this pistol round would be an opportune time, of course, for him to go ahead and step up, and they're going to need it, because at the moment it's a struggle. The entries towards that A-bomb site all come in favor of FaZe, but look how quick it's going to be moving in for SKADE. They don't wait to even give a chance for the bomb to go down. Ships finds himself too as they push through, and they've taken that bomb, as I said, under their control on the bomb site, but they're both just kind of pinned in. It's all on Ships now, and Brokey on the USP tapping heads is going to put the pistol round in favor of FaZe to give them double digits.
10-6, and FaZe gonna start this second half off with a bang. It was looking like maybe Ships might pull this SKADE side back into this round. A couple of kills come through, but Rain is just so stellar in this game. Brokey as well, having a nice little shot there. A couple shots actually to close it down. Has been a little bit hit or miss so far this this map. Not living up to maybe some of these more standout performances, but I mean still doing a good job, and this is something I always like to see with SKADE on Inferno. Ships bringing out the Mag 7. He loves playing it over towards Banana. He loves going for those jump shots over the wall, and Dennis Law not going to need a jump shot with that one, because that is just a 50 cal round straight through the cranium of Carrigan.
Yeah, they might have dropped the damage it does to the body a little bit, but if you're hitting those heads, it makes absolutely zero difference. The opposite to be said now with the M for A1S, of course, after the buff. But an early man being lost in Carrigan, he gets to at least have a bit of an overview now, I suppose, of what's going on, so he can call this for his teammates, but not ideal, especially when they haven't gone heavy on the weapons. They've got 3 Mach 10s in play right now, so these Deagles, while the range is still kind of kept between them, rather, could do quite some serious damage indeed. Rainmaker gets the first maneuver. He's good for one, as is Denislav, and Brokey doesn't even have his weapon in his hand when he finds the fight. Ships on the shotgun. That Mag 7 you had mentioned finally gets a little bit of action, and SKADE steal it away.
Lovely shot, though, to open it up. Ooh. But yeah, a great rebuttal from SKADE now, as they are going to force FaZe into a very similar position. Deagles coming out for that FaZe clan side, and you know they can use them. You know they're going to be able to hit shots with them. Just SKADE need to manage their aggression in this round, not give these Deagles too many chances for a quick little fight, as Brokey wants to try and find one down Banana, or up Banana rather, from the T side, but Ships is going to be able to get deep on down. And even with the first kill found, the Mach 10 is going to start farming a little bit of Wonga.
Maybe Rain has a shot here. He seems to be aware of that player. No, never mind. Not able to get it done, unfortunately. Denislav just swings into the angle. So this is looking like a pretty straightforward anti-force buy so far from SKADE. FaZe not able to get quite as much done with their limited investment. And they've just been kind of smoked off all over the map as well. There's still a ton of time here. That's a lot of the nades being used from SKADE at least, so I guess that's some reinvestment that'll have to be put in. But it's going to be the eco in the next for FaZe no matter what. So I think they'd like to take a couple players down maybe. Ideally, I guess they could also try and hang on to the Deagle and the armor, but then you don't get loss bonus, so I don't think that's really the way they want to go with it. And indeed, they're going to start moving up mid. Rainmaker's alone on long. No, sorry, he's not. He actually still has Denislav tucked in the corner. Same as before. He'll take the initial contact now. Try and pull them in towards the hopefully free kill for Denislav. But no, he struggles. Brokey getting a really nice headshot. It's all they'll find. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. as an 8th round is going to be found for SKADE. Only 2 in the difference. We've had a more competitive game, I think, so far than we expected. SKADE actually looking really good. Of course, they did at least manage to get themselves onto what is probably their strongest map, I believe, statistically. Definitely one that they play up there as one of their most played, rather.
Yeah, and it's nice to see it's sort of getting into that sort of close game now, and they're able to put up these sort of numbers, and we'll see if they can maybe pull out into the lead and get themselves a win here. It's important for both teams, actually, that a win comes through. I think SKADE can keep themselves alive only just if they win here. FaZe looking to try and just build momentum in this group and get a 3rd win on the board. At least Mac 10s for SKADE. Should be able to build up a little bit of cash at least for this the CT side economy. You can see already a little bit of money is building up for a few of these players. Caliber's left on $1,000, but even that, as long as he doesn't die, it is perfectly fine. It'll give him a decent chunk of change in the coming rounds. As Dennis Law now gets that Max 10 firing a little bit, takes down Twist. Ships is going to chime in as well. A couple of kills for him as Rain is caught out in the open, wanting to try and get to some sort of safety, but none can be found. And it's the Mac 10s actually building up a lot of cash there. 4 kills from them. $2,400 coming in. Love it.
Yeah, nice little addition. 1 round now between them, though. FaZe want to try and get back into their winning ways now that they have the guns once again. As you said, getting it boosted up a little bit at least, so they've got all of those nades behind the rifles. Over on the SKADE side, there's still a Galil in play on Duplicate, a Mac 10 then on towards both Denislav and Ship, so they've kept over a few of those weaker weapons. But it is pretty much just the bonus round approach because they have plenty of money in that reserve. I was expecting something maybe a little bit more aggressive, but it doesn't really seem like they're in much of a rush to push things down. For now, are happy to toss a few nades on Banana and just going to sit back. They're being a little bit more aggressive instead up on the mid-hold. But it's a standard default from FaZe. I don't think we'll see them push in on mid quite yet. Going to focus mostly on the early Banana control and should start moving back here soon enough now, I believe. Maybe Rain wants a bit of a peek. He's at least showing the presence. And as you can see, running out the nades by doing so, pulling a molly into the boiler as well as a new smoke on mid.
Yeah, every bit of utility you can bait out is going to make your life easier later on in the round, especially if you don't have to expend any yourself. Just a little bit of a peek and a few bullets fired from Rain there is enough to pull out the molly, and that's a nice little bit of work. It's one less molly that's going to be able to clear out an angle, maybe in the post plant, or deny you entry in towards a site. So all these little things can help add up to a victory at the end of this round as Rainmaker is under a little bit of pressure. He'll drop one of his bits of utility. It's the incendiary going down that's going to try and just buy a little bit of time from out towards long, but little does he know, it's only Karrigan who's really working towards this A site right now. The rest of this FaZe side, they're all stuck outside of B, and they're going to start dropping utility ships. A beautiful flash through is able to take Twists out of action and delay this advance in towards the site. Duplicate can't do anything, and now it's Ships alone to try and hold the line. Brokey's going to be able to gun him down, doubles up onto Rainmaker. 7 seconds, they need to get this bomb planted. And Caliber, Denislaw, they need to try and deny the plant. Denislaw, he's going to go through and deny the round at least. The plant does go down, but that Mac 10 is just fearsome.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward one, but he thankfully had the second player obviously without a weapon in his hand, so he has a bit of time to recover the spray after things were not quite as clean on the first. And we're tied up now. As you said, at least the bomb goes down for FaZe, so with the loss bonus obviously at this point rolling for them, they'll be able to keep on buying up, but they need to start winning some more rounds. This is getting pretty awkward for them, and you've got to point out Duplicate's 2-13, and SKADE are still managing to make this such a competitive game. You've got Twists at the moment having a bit of an off match, to be fair, for FaZe. Olaf has been a little bit slower. He was pretty good on their CT side early on, but since swapping over to the T side, he hasn't really got much going, nor has really anyone, to be fair. But it's only pistols for now, and those nades honestly don't do as much as I expected on Twist, but it's still not ideal. He's down to 42.
SKADE potentially finding the lead. One of those things I didn't think I'd be saying 20 rounds in, or 21 rounds in rather. As they hit towards the site really is just getting brought to pieces. Twist finds one with a P250. Ooh, Brokey. Nice shot as well from him, but any more than that is a little bit unrealistic. SKADE, they do find that 11th, keep 3 players alive, and you can see this economy for this CT side is in a really good place right now. Like, they have plenty of cash to work with. Ships is over $11,000. The rest of the team, before buying, I think we're pretty much all about 7,000 or more.
Yeah, I mean, Rainwaker and Kaluber don't have a ton of money, but elsewhere it is looking pretty good, as you were saying. Ships is above 10,000 with 11.2, so they'd definitely be able to get drops in if needed, so it's going to have to be at least a couple of rounds in a row for FaZe before they start actually cracking that down. As a quicker control this time moving up through Banana. Going to be a molly and a nade on the corner to quickly flush the player back off on towards the bomb site with Ships. He should do some decent damage there. Indeed, lands on Twists again. He's the man who keeps suffering all the damage as they move up Banana from these nades. But it's going to be a quicker commitment, or at least that was the goal. The smoke and the molly being instantly dropped seems to have forced them to reconsider. Not really looking to push through anymore. I think they wanted to potentially play contact there, hoping to catch the player out of position. They do still have a lurker back on mid for now as well, so they know they're not being flanked out or anything. There's still tons of time if they want to bring this anywhere else. But for now, it's not like SKADE have really bothered too much. They had begun to rotate Rainwaker when the initial kind of bit of utility was tossed in, but it sent him back now, so it is still only the 2 players here to defend as the push comes through. But speaking of the pushes coming through, Ships, he's a madman. Charges through the CT smoke. A flash from his teammate is perfect, but Duplicate can't find anything. He needed at least 1 kill, ideally, but his teammate in the spawn manages to catch it through the smoke instead.
Off and Brokey to try and claim another round for FaZe, but it's against difficult odds. At least with a bomb planted, they can play this post-plant situation with Olof over towards Banana. It's not planted in a great position, though, for him. Opposite side of the fountain towards dark. Brokey didn't have much options, but Prolifmeister, a huge kill. Brokey chimes in with one of his own, and it's Caliber getting naded down alone against 2. I think he's just going to have to back away despite that kill onto Brokey. It's surely an unwinnable situation, and he is just going to hightail it out of there. As FaZe will tie this game back up. Not an easy round, it's not a clean round, but at least it's another round. That's what matters right now.
Yeah, they do win it. Main thing, as you said. SKADE, though, have enough to get another buy, as we were mentioning, with the economy on a couple players being quite plentiful. They'll be able to drop over to the Rainwaker, who's the only one who really does actually need the drop. But I like this. They've been having an incredible CT side so far, but they lose 1 round, calling the pause. They know things really do rely on them being able to try and turn this around before FaZe can get going again themselves. Because while things were looking pretty easy throughout a few of those rounds, if FaZe do get going, they can be pretty hard to shut down once again. Excuse me, Vice gave up on me completely. It's been a few long days. We've been doing the CIS and EU back-to-back each day. There's even a Mac 10 there, actually, for Carrigan. So it's not perfect. I'm not sure what Twists has got for himself. We'll find out in a moment. I'd imagine there's something on the ground. Or maybe he just hasn't spent anything yet, because he's still at 1,600. He might be still considering what SMG or whatever he wants. No, he had an AK. Cool. So it's only the 1 Mac 10 that's kind of holding them back a small bit. But on a map like Inferno, you can use it pretty well as well.
Ships on the Mag 7. There's definitely potential for a bit of money farming for the SKADE side. Ships. Is he going to go for the jump peak and try and catch a player? A little bit too far away for that right now, but I think when he hears him closer, he might try and attempt it. That Molly's going to make life very difficult, though, coming from Duplicate, who's just on a mission to make life as difficult for his teammates as possible right now. He forces Ships off the angle, and together they'll back away. Not fancying their chances. Obviously, the Molly was meant to go over that half wall. This one's a little short. As now FaZe will start their aggression in towards Banana. 4-man set up right now for them over in that Banana position. We've just Olofmeister on the lurk right now. He's just positioned over towards Boiler. Has a player right around his corner in the form of Dennis Law. And if he was able to bait out a peek from that AWP, or a shot from that AWP rather, Might be on for a kill, but it's going to be the B site, and shit, close range with a mag 7. He's just going to stuff his buckshot straight into Twist, and it's a complete shutdown of the round. Just Brokey remains, everybody else laid to waste, and 30 seconds on the clock. Is he going to try it? He's going to go for it, but Duplicate, another kill for him. A couple in that round might be a chance for him to warm into things a little bit here. A bit of a confidence round, maybe. Just getting a couple kills, getting yourself into the groove of things can be all it needs to sort of shake things up and get you going in a game.
Yeah, you kind of break past the few frags that have been the issue and just kind of get yourself, I guess, out of that poor mental space. Because it has been a rough performance for Duplicate. Not the man you necessarily look towards for the frags by any means, so it's not like we need him up at the top of the scoreboard, but definitely needs to be given a little bit more. And with how close it's been and with how they're still managing to just about edge out the lead, if you can give that little bit more, then it's going to be very tough for FaZe to deal with, as they've only got the hero AK here alongside some Deagles. Moving up in the apps, able to do so pretty silently, I believe, they're in Rain's case. The fresh smoke goes down on mid, but they might try and swing this from Boiler either way. It is only the op on long as well, so I was going to say they could potentially catch him for at least a trade, but they don't want to deal with it. Smoke down instead so they can push out for the control. Rain going very aggressive though on short. It doesn't look like they're really ready for the commitment because the bomb's still down towards mid. I believe getting the smoke ready, but an entry from Rain does begin to push them forward. Unfortunately, 2 more players ready on the bomb site to hold it down, but they've got the rotation of ships. They could fall this back now. They could split in towards B even if they want to, and that looks to be the plan, but they're still suffering some casualties in the meantime. Damn.
Oh, another Deagle shot. Carrigan lines up Dennis Law, knocks him down, and now Duplicate and Caliber need to try and recover this round, and they are split. Duplicate alone towards the B site, Caliber in towards A site, and over by the pit, it looks like Caliber's going to be the one that's finding a lot of players bearing down on him. First shot comes through, he nails Olafmeister exactly what he needed. Second kill as well, Carrigan falls by the wayside, and now it's Brokey alone to try and return the tides of this round. A nice shot comes through onto Caliber, but now it's Duplicate who's going to be rotating over as the bomb gets planted. Still Brokey, just with a Deagle. One shot would be enough, but Duplicate, again with that AK, could find enough here, as Brokey's just going to play with the angle, needs the shot, but Duplicate wins it out. A huge round for him, as he finds a 5th kill, but a very, very important 13th round.
Damn. That's perfect. He makes up for the points, what points has been struggled. I do believe people have pointed out that the cam there is a little bit wrong, and I'll probably agree just because I seen whoever's on Duplicate's cam having both hands up in the air there while he was still moving around, so that's probably not what was going on. He was drinking his drink.
He's a fuck gamer.
Probably monster. He's a fuck gamer? Okay,
Yeah.
I heard they're slightly different at first. I was like, I don't think you can say that word. I was like, what? 13-11 though for SKADE. FaZe are able to get another bomb plant off, a really good buy rather, off the back of that bomb plant. Obviously didn't really have a great investment in that previous round, but now they'll be looking to try and quickly return before the economy on that CT side starts to get out of control once again.
Already an opening kill as well. Dennis Law delivers it this time on a silver platter for the SKADE side as they look to extend their advantage. And bear in mind, this is a gun round for FaZe. Last round was Deagles and they made it close. Fair enough if SKADE take it in the end, but this is the guns now and you're already down a man. You need to find some sort of success, and Ships is again rolling with that Swag 7. And I can say that as well because he does run the Swag 7 skin.
He's been enjoying the shotgun, surprisingly. He's got 9,000 though, so it's not too necessary, especially with being such a close game. But yeah. I guess if it's working.
Yeah, I mean, every game I see him on Inferno, he brings it out. It's not a one-time thing. It's not just something he does for money. He just loves playing it towards Banana. And Dennis looks to be on for another easy shot onto Brokey, but Rain is going to try to cut him down. Good work to at least limit the deficit. Dennis Law did find 2 before he went down, but at least it's 2 with a reply from Rain. as this hit towards the A site needs to be methodical, needs to be clean, and all of Meister and Rain are going to try and do their best. Ships is now left with that Mag 7 on the retake. Not the best weapon, but he will be able to upgrade into the AWP, maybe an AK if he prefers towards top mid. He's actually going to switch back to the shotgun. Oh my lord. What an absolute weapon, and I'm not talking about the shotgun either, as he's pushing in towards the site, trying to be a bit of a distraction as he gets caught, but it's Carrigan and Rain finding the success that FaZe needed. And maybe the shotgun, bit of a hindrance there. But I appreciate
didn't need to
style
be, though.
points.
I don't know. I don't appreciate style points at this stage, to be honest. I think they need to be maximizing their opportunities because
Yeah.
even if they have a little bit of a lead, it can very quickly slip away against a team like FaZe. So you do not want to give them a single opportunity because they'll snatch it up real quick. And, well, that could have been it, honestly. If this round goes south for SKADE, then it'll be a little bit iffy on the buy in the next round when you'll have Rainwaker and also Denislav looking a little bit low on money. Ships will be fine because he doesn't even need a full buy, apparently. He's going to keep on going for that Mag 7. It's certainly limiting him a small bit. I don't know. I mean, I understand pulling it out sometimes, but he's so set in stone about doing it right now. Very stubborn.
Oh, you're really not enjoying the shotgun, are you?
Get a rifle.
I bet your skin is crawling.
Get a second up if you wanted to be mad, like.
I understand though, because it is obviously these teams are playing for a major qualification right now. Like, you want to, both of these teams, they really need to be getting in towards the playoffs. Give yourself that sort of best chance possible. I think for SKADE, you need the top 6 to guarantee their position at the major. I think for FaZe, top 7 would be enough to guarantee it, and I think for both of them, it's probably, I think it's top 10 is the minimum. In terms of getting points that there's a scenario where you could still get to the major. So yeah, a lot on the line right now, and both these teams by no means out of contention for the playoffs right now. FaZe 2-1, SKADE 1-2, both with another game to play after this. And already Rain has been taken down. Dennis Lawzor making his mark early on in the round. He's been having a phenomenal game, 26 kills for him.
Indeed, and with the 4-on-5 that FaZe need to recover from, I was going to say it's looking a little bit awkward for FaZe, but never mind. Carrigan, in the meantime, has gone ahead and got himself the trade back onto the aforementioned Denislav, as he gets caught this time peeking in towards short, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. The op is being lost. It's now a very quick push coming on towards that A-bomb site, and it's only Rainwaker left to try and hold it off. He's got himself one. The second is going to come his way as well, before he eventually is overrun, but he's given them a fighting chance now in the retake, and Ships is very quickly abandoned ship when it comes to the Mag 7. Is there an upgrade for him, though? This is the issue, man. There we go. He gets himself the op. He is very capable on that weapon as well. We'll see what can be done. In towards the grave, though. Carrigan pops up with the timing. Here's the op shot. Knows only one of the players at that point can even possibly fire at him. So that's his opportunity, and he eats it up. We're tied at 13-13.
Chip's finally going to buy an M4 by the looks of things. Unless he's just dropping it to a teammate. But looks like potentially the he's realised that maybe the rifle will be better served. I mean, obviously it didn't really matter too much in that round. The gun dropping did give him away, I will say that. But all in all, not a massive issue. You just know now, though, that FaZe Clan, they're going to head towards the B site. Ships isn't going to have the Mag 7, and he's going to feel so sad. Tied up 13-13. Brief tactical pause.
Oh, they're going for the buy as well. This is not great. This is their shot, really. If this doesn't work now, FaZe will be heading up to 15 on just uncontested. And even then, I don't think the buy will be all that fantastic coming in for SKADE either. So it's a very rough spot to be in. This is FaZe's chance to go ahead and just try and sweep this up 16-13. Ships is finally on a real weapon. It's just unfortunate the rest of his team now aren't.
He's just like, he's living the high life. He's like, this is what the Mag 7 does, boys. Unfortunately, he's had his life and his head taken very, very quickly by Carrigan. An aggressive push up through Banana has removed his life, and they can't actually recover that rifle just yet. It's 2 MP9 still in position over towards B. Do they have a smoke? Yes, they do. They have a couple smokes actually, so they could potentially go for and smoke that banana push and try and recover that M4. Instead, he's gonna just dry peek it, and actually it works out. Fair enough. Okay, Brokey not able to connect the initial shot, and they were able to get away with the M4. Slight upgrade over the MP9. But still FaZe with that one-man advantage. Look now to this A site as their approach, and SKADE, are they just gonna gamble all on B here? They're all rotating away just as FaZe start their push forwards. This has to be just a gamble of if they come B, we just save. If they go A, we might win the round. Or sorry, if they go A, we save. If they come B, we might win the round. Rather.
Even if they save, though, it's still going to be not another buy unless they just want to force in around this, which would then leave them with 0 opportunities for an actual full gun round before the map's potentially over. So it's not great. They're probably just going to have what they have here pretty much now in the next round to try and get a few kills. Maybe steal it away. That'll obviously be the goal, but the chances won't be too high. Instead, likely SKADE are just going to be playing for the overtime, which is always going to be difficult against players of the experience of FaZe. They will at least be allowed to carry those weapons over. FaZe aren't going for much of a hunt, understandably, with their own economy being as fragile as it is.
So 5 players staying alive. A good bit of cash built up there for the FaZe side, as you say.
I'm watching, hoping they don't buy here. Yeah, I don't think they're going to.
No.
SKADE, yeah. If they did, it would. Because I mean, if he's the only one, then okay. I can understand that he'll be the only one, I suppose, on a weaker weapon in the next round. It gives them all something in this round to work with. That one I can kind of justify.
Oh dear. I mean, to be fair as well, with the Mag 7, if you get a kill with it, that's $900. So you can very quickly earn a bit of cash back with just a single kill. You can make it not so much of a horrible decision, but initially Rainmaker wants to try and go aggressive. Gets a bit of damage done onto Rain, but can't find the killers. Rain's very quick just to drop off and get to somewhat relative safety.
Yeah, I'm liking the stack again, though, being called this time around top banana. The M4 is a little bit further back, just ready to play off of the contact here of the duplicate on the MP9. You've then got the shotgun tucked in as well. And they're just going to go kind of crazy on this one. Duplicate did get the initial kill, but Brokey on the op finds all of the support that Ships had, and even gets himself the 3rd kill. Brokey does it all over towards the top of banana. The op to do absolute work. And it's unfortunate because look at the health onto both Carrigan and Rain. This is one that could have been turned around with a couple extra shots landed, but it's not going to be done by Kaluber anyway. He tries to charge through the smoke. It was likely called that good damage had been done, so you can kind of understand what he was doing right there. They're obviously in a pretty desperate situation as well. You need to take some gambles. It wouldn't have been a lot to save over the Deagle either way. But this FAMAS, on the other hand, would be really useful just to give the Ships, or this AK. There we go. Thank you, Rain. Rain to Rainmaker. Handing down the AK through generations.
Sorry for Ships, man. He had the opportunity with the shotgun. He had it. Everything was lined up. Everything. It seemed like the stars were aligning. Low HP players. They're all pushing him. He's jump shotting, and just nothing comes from it. A disaster. Total disaster is now FaZe 15 to 13. Ships isn't going to have too great of a buy. Although he's been dropped an M4. Okay, actually pretty decent with that saved weapon. Fair enough. With that saved AK, they get a pretty solid buy through. Ships is able to have a M4. I'm sure he's probably begging his team to drop a Mag 7, but no, they'll go for the M4. And he has to politely accept. But Dennis will have the AWP, and I said a few rounds ago, he's been having a great game. Still on 26 kills. Hasn't found much impact recently. If he can find an opening for the SKADE side, that would certainly set them up just peachy. Maybe down banana. I know he's been finding a few shots from towards top mid when FaZe have been looking in that way, but maybe a banana push might, or not push, but more banana peak might be on the cards to maybe grab an opening, because I know FaZe have been looking in that direction quite a bit recently.
Yeah, as you said though, Denislav he's really calmed down since swapping to the CT side, or at least since FaZe have started to kind of rack up their rounds. So it's getting quite worrying now. He's going to need to try and find something. He did indeed look for the early opening, as you had said you would like to see. There just wasn't really anything given to him there on mid. Hopefully he didn't peek any wider as well, because then he would have been caught by the man back on ramp. But for now, just going to be the 5-on-5. FaZe obviously being on the T side are going to have to start moving in for the control somewhere, and it seems like already they've made a pretty much full commitment in towards the mid area, or I mean a decision to make the full commitment in. Smoke towards long. It is going to force Denislav back. I'm surprised he fell off as quick as he did, but Rainwaker has been forced to do so as well because of the Molotov, so they'll fall back, they'll hold from the bomb site instead. And FaZe haven't actually moved in yet, so I was thinking maybe this might be an attempt to just force them back away from mid and limit info as they go back towards Banana, but no, they do eventually move through. They just waited out the utility really from SKADE before they get going. And it looks like indeed this is where the commitment's going to come in now. 3 players still there, only now beginning to actually rotate the extra over. Kaluber, he's going to have the back of one right in front of him. The flash had kept him blind for so long, and he's the only man to put in any sort of a defense. A single kill on that A bomb site is all that comes through. Suddenly Ships and Duplicate have to pull off the clutch. And while Ships is going to get himself the first kill, at least on Twists, as he pushes up, but he needs to get his teammate alongside him as well, because they need to be moving quickly now. Nades-wise, there's only a single flash. They're caught as they come through that Moto smoke as well, and it's a trade onto Duplicate that ends it out. 16-13 for FaZe in the